What is going on, YouTube? This is your boy PXG Cash Hour coming at you at week 14 of the Champions League. We're essentially coming at the wire. That leaves me with just one more fight left to go next week, or 2 weeks from now. I'm coming back just straight off from PAX. My head's still not really back in Pokemon Groove, but won't be using that as an excuse. We're just gonna kind of go right ahead and get into it. Connor, I remember looking at his team, had really good pokes, and I didn't really have much. For one thing, I pictured myself being able to deal with it. There was something that could probably potentially stop me. So I was really having a hard time building a team to battle Connor. I, from all the pokes I see him have, the only one I kind of know something of is that he likes to trick room a lot with his Zoroark. Does that mean that none of his pokes are speed invested? I don't know. His Mega being Charizard X, the double-edged sword of League play, which could be really good, but it's also pretty much Earthquake fodder when you see it, because he has to Mega unless he has an option to switch. Brought my usual suspects. You know, you've probably seen this team probably a lot. So let's just get right ahead into it. Week 14 of the league versus Connor. Alright, so I lead off with Registeel. He leads off with War Greymon the Charizard. So I could have went for Stealth Rocks here, but I wanted to go for Thunder Wave just to stop Charizard. And I believe that was probably the worst decision I could have ever done, because now I triggered Motor Drive for Electivire, and yeah. Electivire goes for the Earthquake. I actually may be able to take it. So now I throw out the Stealth Rocks, probably better late than never. I recover some HP with leftovers. He goes for Wild Charge, probably picturing me to switch, not sure to who specifically. So I hit him with the Earthquake. That's a nice chunk. But I don't think I can live another one, so at this point I was hoping he was going to go for Earthquake again. So I go into Zapdos. He goes for Wild Charge. It's going to hit me neutrally, but it's going to hit hard. The recoil from Wild Charge hitting him. At this point probably he has enough for one more Wild Charge without dying. He goes for the Ice Punch. So I probably predicted that he would have probably carried that, and my Zapdos goes down, being the first victim in this fight. So we're at 5-6. I go into Nidoking. Goes for the Earthquake. At this point, my Nidoking is Scarfed. I was kind of thinking I would have outsped with the Scarf, but Motor Drive and his base speed is actually faster than mine, so miscalculation on my part, and it cost me Nidoking quickly. I go back into Registeel. He goes for the Earthquake. I'm kind of hoping I can live one, and I cannot. This is not looking good for us right off the bat. Registeel goes down. We're at a 3-6 situation right now, pretty quickly. I go into Suicune. He's probably going to Wild Charge me, and is going to end up killing himself in the process. It does a huge amount of damage. So Electivire goes down, and we're gonna have to do a lot of work to even try to come back from this. So we're in a 3v5 situation. He goes into Bubbles, the Nicholas. I go for Rest because I really, at this point, can't really make any bad. What is it? A bad play, but bad sacrifices, really. So we switch items, he gives me a Toxic Orb, and he takes my leftovers. Which at this point now I'm guaranteed to actually be taking toxic damage. So Sleep Talk gives me a Calm Mind. And he goes for Calm Mind too. Goes for Calm Mind again. And at this point, it's one of those situations where, like, I think at this point I just realized I may have just did something really, really bad. Because as much as we were both in a Calm Mind war, one thing did slip my mind during all this. I did not carry Roar with this Suicune. 1. 2, he might have access to Side Shock. And I have no way to stop this. So it was at this point alone I just realized I have done fucked up. I go for Scald, and even though he's burned, I know he's probably Magic Guard. And at this point I think he probably realized it too, that I don't have access to Roar at this point, so he's gonna continue going on knowing full well I can't stop him. Even if I were to swap pokes at this late point, so all I'm right now kind of like going by is hoping that he doesn't have a Side Shock and that he's carrying Psychic, because then at that point it just becomes a stalemate. But then there it is. He reveals a Side Shock, and I only live because of my high base physical defense. But tagging on with the fact that I have the Toxic Orb in my possession, all I can really do at this point is kind of like slowly keep myself alive, but there's really nothing I can really do versus Connor at this point. The misplay is not even going from the beginning right now with me engaging, letting him start setting up Calm Mind. It just goes back to my first play of going for the Thunder Wave versus Electivire, because that giving Electivire all that speed was really a hard thing, as it knocked out 3 of my pokes very easily. At this point, I'm kind of like grasping for straws and getting +6 poke. Like I said, since he has access to Side Shock, and I can only attack him especially where his own special defense is going up, there's really nothing I can do at this point. Goes for Side Shock again, getting me back down to 60-ish health. Sleep Talk activates, gives me the rest. Goes for Side Shock one more time, and at this point, Suicune is down. At this point I kind of know it's kind of over, because even though Victini can resist it, my one main issue is the fact that I brought along a special Victini this go around and not a physical. And yeah, goes for the Side Shock. I can take probably 2, but I know another Shadow Ball won't really do me anything else. The first one did, I think, crit or not. So yeah, Victini's gonna go down to a Side Shock. Which he got a crit. And yeah, at this point it's looking like it's gonna be a 5v, to be a 5-0. Right now it's 1v5. There's nothing I can really do. I bring out Altaria. All I can really do is Mega go for the Dragon Dance, hoping that I can live 1 and then probably be able to counterattack. But I know for a fact that she's probably at +5 or 6. That's not gonna happen. So with 1 Side Shock alone, I believe he closes it out. The 5-0 situation, the worst scoring that I've gotten in this league. So what do we say to that, Mr. Announcer?
And there goes the battle!
Yeah, nothing really I could have done there versus Connor. Connor played really well. I did play pretty poorly. As we say, it is what it is. So next, well, not next week. Next week I'm technically on a bye week. The following week we'll be fighting our last opponent in Nate. And hopefully by then we'll determine where we're at, because this loss does bring us down a couple points down. But I do believe we'll still be in good contention for the playoffs. So until then, I'll be seeing you guys, and thank you so much for watching. Peace.